Hello everybody and welcome to round 9 here in Spain for tier 4 here at Wallaby Racing League. It's gonna be a rough night for me. Got to start hang out to dry and hopefully someone can do tier 3. This sexy green Sauber, as Mr. Pajali would say, the green wheelie bin. He locks up into turn 1. Few drivers out at the moment, many of them staying in the pits, shooting to trying to take it up as we see Duck Puncher go for a spin on his outlap. Not good sights to see. Very, very delicate part of the track there. Very easy to lose your footing. Alright, first lap will be completed here by the heart of whatever that is. MN, we'll go MN. And he's at the 1:13.599. I don't know if that's good or not, but we will see what the next cars can do. Not near close enough to improve. That is a very fast lap by the looks of things. We'll see what the next Haas driver can do if I can find my controller to have a look. As yeah, there we go. Sauber, Buxy, looking really rapid there. Now Lucky here, as he has returned now after being away for so long. Let's see what he can do coming out to his first flying lap here. Let's go along with Lucky, because I don't mind Lucky. Pretty sturdy lap here so far from Lucky. Nothing too amazing, nothing too bad. Looking very controlled, taking it nice and easy for his banker lap. Coming down into the fast right-hander here, which is really easy to mess up. Lucky takes it pretty well, lifting off the throttle a bit there. Get around the corner, get a bit of a slipstream from Kirko, and it's P11 for the P7, sorry. Not a bad lap. Matt Skills, I forgot to mention, also up in the top 2 there, putting in a nice 13.295. Rising out on the second lap now. Up to 110 for these time as Maney goes to the top of the charts. That special lefty dust washing off on the man in the McLaren who has been nowhere. I'm kidding, he's been everywhere. Can't be bagging him out, but lefty really proving what he can do to a race car driver on a virtual game. Rising now, let's see what he can do on the Williams. And he goes P5, 2/10 faster than his previous time. Just ahead of Izzy Fizzy there. But Frosty up to the top of the charts, going with a really early run there, late into qualifying. But X-Nice now, the man to beat, is now on his run. He's got to pull 3 temps somewhere, which Mr. Frosty has done. A few drivers on the back. Buxy looking strong. Not sure it's going to be enough though. 3 temps up at the moment. He could be up on something at the moment. This will be interesting to see what he can do out of the last few corners. Ooh, a bit of a moment there. Don't know if it's going to cost him or not. Let's see what happens up to the line. Buxy goes P2. Huge stuff there from the kick Sauber. X-Knight's down any time at the moment. He's going to need to find some. Oops, sorry, he's up time. Game not wanting to tell me. That's fair enough. X-Knight's now. Crucial last couple of corners. What can he do? Can he snatch provisional pole off Mr. Frosty? Up to the line now. He's got a bit of ERS to burn. And he's going to go pole. No, he's not. Frosty outdoes him by 0.03 of a second. Maney now down on his time, supposedly. Yeah, he's down. Matt Skills, next man to beat. Can he say anything about this pole position? Or even get on the front row? Matty pushing hard into the last couple of corners. Matty Skills, what can he do? Out of the final corner, Matt Skills burning all the battery, running very low there, and he goes P4. So I believe Evil Blade isn't on a lap. Yes, he is. He is on a lap. He's up, actually. There you go, P7. He stays P7. Coffee. Wrap it out the final few corners. Let's see what he can do. Up to the line. And I don't know what he did. P13 for Goffy. And there we have it. Mr. Frosty goes out early, makes it work, takes pole by 300ths of a second. Then X-Knights follows just shortly behind, then Buxy. And then here's the rest of the grid. With Shining Swarm not setting a lap. I believe he might have had a quali ban. Right, that is the grid here for tonight's race here at Wallaby Racing League. And here we go. And it's lights out here in Tier 4 as Mr. Frosty gets away well. Buxy straight ahead of X-Knights. X-Knights not getting off the line too well. And then up a position on Maney. Frizy, Duck Puncher going at it into turn 1. They're side by side there. Mr. Frosty and Buxy not having any space. And Mr. Buxy has fallen just a bit back. Everything pretty clean so far though. Evil Blade fighting Izzy Fizzy around the outside of Izzy Fizzy there. Amazing stuff there from Izzy. Evil Blade. Izzy Fizzy fights back and takes the position back. As we see the pass there, I believe it was of Izzy Fizzy. And now we see the two RBs going at it. The two not yielding as they're side by side into the tight left-hander. And Duck Puncher makes the move. Amazing move there from Duck Puncher. No team orders there. It was all just straight wheel-to-wheel racing. It's Frizy now. The depleted battery of Evil Blade taking a toll there on that little battle there with his teammate. Mr. Frosty continues his leading run out in front. Frosty is looking fast. Lucky losing position back at the back there to Miljanovic. I believe I burnt my upper mouth. More machine. Lucky must have a bit of damage here. Oh, whoa. It must have been the water. Oh, that was not good there. I know, we'll get thoughts on Kirko later on. Let's see what he had to say about it, because to me that was pretty unusual. Any of them come in for an early pit stop? No, they all stay out very wisely. As we go through this bit of boringness, let's have a look at our biggest gainers so far. at the back of the grid there. Shining Swarm coming from P18 is up into P14, our biggest mover so far. Not many drivers losing many spots. X-Knight's losing out to Buxy into turn 1, and Evil Blade losing 2 positions out. One to Dark Puncher, one to Izzy Fizzy. Not a good rep getting attacked by a teammate, which he will be furious about. As I believe Duck was maybe trying to let Lady Pie. Keep an eye on that. Doesn't look like anything's coming of there. George, I believe safety car is in this lap. Gonna be a battle of who can get the best start here as we'll look at Mr. Frosty's telemetry. Slowing the pace down a little bit. And here we go. And Buxy's having none of it. Straight up the speed with Frosty. He's all over the back of Frosty. Frosty hasn't played his cards right here. Buxy all over the back of him now. Buxy goes to the outside line. Buxy thinks about the move. He goes around the outside. Frosty leaves the space. Buxy makes the move. Amazing move there into turn 1 from Buxy. Then behind here, we got the two McLaren boys. McLaren and the Haas of Izzy Fizzy. Sorry, and going at it side by side now. MN. Oh, very close there, but McLaren there and Maney had to back out. There's a yellow flag supposedly, but I don't believe there is any. Wow, great racing there at the start. Buxy taking their lead nice and sternly there. No questions asked about it. Goffy going in the back with Frizy. The two old chaps going at it, and Goffy has to yield the position. Oh, was it the Red Bull there off the henchman off the track? Not good things for him there. Going wide there at the left-right. As we see the Mercedes there of Shining Swarm running a bit wide on the track. Him and War Machine going at it. The two really, as I believe, might have damage there on that Alpine of Mijanovic. I don't know. Frosty's not giving up this pursuit anytime soon though. All over the back here of Buxy. Buxy will have to play his cards right from now on. Frosty is looking very rapid so far. Both drivers really savouring their battery, and we got X-Knights here in P3 set under fueled. Interesting strategy call there. You'd be hoping for a few more safeties by the looks of things. And then back behind the McLarens here. Oh, as Dark Puncher runs a bit wide there. I believe, yeah, Dark Puncher off into the runoff. Very unfortunate there for the RB driver. Falls down to P13. Going to be under serious threat here coming. Yeah, down to P14 now. Let's look at the battle up the front here. Frosty is going for it. And yeah, Buxy's going to let him go. Front two have broken away from the pack. As MN goes around from the inside line and makes the move stick there on Maney. Maney couldn't do anything about it. Just a matter of traction there. stuck making a position back there. Just saw on the Alpine. And this Blady now is in a good spot to be, as he is riding the arse there of Maney, who Maney is struggling for traction. She's struggling to keep that DRS in more general terms. Open the rear wing now, down the main straight. The front through here, I've slowed down a fair bit. Knight's pleating his tyres, trying to savour those tyres. So we see Jas now having a bit of a moment. Maybe with Kirko? I'm not sure. Trying to form in the points at the moment, looking to move on for P14 here. Around Circle de Barcelona. That doesn't sound right, but Circuit de Catalunya. That's more bracket. Maybe. As Jas gets a 3-second penalty for exceeding those very, very tedious track limits. Maney looking threatening here on MN. But MN is looking threatening to the back of the McLaren of Matty Skills. And Buxy really trailing here from Frosty. Frosty not in the best... Sorry, is in the best position. But is burning his tyres through the process. That Skills on the soft compound tyre. That's an interesting strategy call there from Thomas Reed, Mr. McLaren team principal. I'm sure he's got a trick up his sleeve somewhere there. Matt Skills holding in position at the moment. I'm sure he'll be coming in the next couple of laps for those hard compound tyre. Frosty really burning all that battery to keep the lead. Is it worth it though? Buxy playing with his battery, significantly higher battery there than Frosty. Who's playing the cards right though? That's the question. Frosty has Buxy all over the back of him now, and Buxy does not look like he's going away anytime soon. Boy ploying with their ERS strategy to try and get the other one to make the wrong call. Now Buxy thinks about going for the move, forces Frosty to move over a little bit. Has it compromised Frosty here? I don't believe it has. As we're sorry, Matt Skills and going at it. It's allowed also Evil Blade to think about having a go. I didn't see it actually. Maney losing position to Evil Blade. Maney looking to gain that position back on Everblade, but he doesn't choose to go for it there. Thanks for pointing that out, Nemesis. Kind of lost track of what I was meant to be doing. As Blade now runs a bit wide, possibly going to lose a position. He does lose a position there to Maney, but he's not going away anytime soon. But I believe he'll have to forfeit the position just for now, as he runs a little wide there. That's not going to help him at all, as it's going to allow the Haas of Izzy Fizzy to have a crack at him. But Izzy Fizzy isn't able to get the traction down like Lady was. Yeah, we've been doing good. A lot of drama with some certain people, but yeah, it's been pretty awesome here. As Blady, there he goes on Matty Skills. Matty Skills, his tires will be burning right now. As those yellows take the freeze for Genovic there in the Alpine. Alpine on a interesting strategy there with the soft at the very rear of the field. Yeah, Skillsy really struggling there on the soft compound. He's just trying to hold position for now, but the undercut will prove worthy, I believe. Tires aren't going to matter for now. But these guys at the front are zooming as, sorry, Izzy Fizzy now up on Matty Skills, as I just had to turn off him. And yeah, Matt Skills. Ooh, a bit of interesting there. Bit interesting. Sorry, War Machine's come from nowhere here, sorry. He's up 9 positions, War. And he's on the medium compound tyre. Yeah, it is helping Duck out quite a fair bit. But War Machine on the charge. Mr. Frosty back up into the lead now. Both these guys on equal terms in their battery usage. Buxy taking that really shallow line through there. Not leaving any room for error from there. Room for error. There's Matt Skills first into the pit. Has he changed his front wing? That seemed like a very slow pit stop. Frosty really saving his ERS here. Buxy not. Yeah, Blaze looking pretty rapid. There's another McLaren of Maney now to Pierce on the medium tyre. Thought he might have stayed out a bit longer, but no. Maney out of the pit lane now. Behind. Look ahead of Dark Pancho, who's coming into the pits. These front two still go at it. Frosty now deciding to play the passive game. Wait until the very last moment to make a move. Savouring his battery now. Buxy not saving just as much battery here as Frosty has been. War Machine in P6 now. Doing very well there, War Warriors. So is Shining Swarm, but a lot of people have pitted behind him. Yeah, Frizy having a pretty good race here. Out behind Maney now. Maney provisionally about P5, P4, around that margin. And here, Frizy about P5 to 6, right over on the back of them. Yeah, Matt Skillsmaster had a wing change in the pit stops down in P14 as the X-Knights is going to stay out as Mr. Frosty and Buxy both pit. And Buxy. Ooh, penalty for Henshi. Not helping his race in the slices. And here we go. The two Red Bulls. Henshi comes out ahead there of Mr. Frosty. But will Henshi play the team game here? That is a serious question here. Will Henshi play it? He is going to play it. Henshi really holding up now. This is huge here for Frosty. He's already lost DRS now. Henshi gonna force him around the outside there. And that's just enough to put Buxy out of the DRS of Frosty. But Frosty now has clean air. This is huge for Frosty. Yeah, very well timed there from the Red Bulls. Red Bull Masterclass. Fishy would be proud. No, it wasn't enough. Buxy already back into the DRS of Frosty. Frosty has a lot more battery to play with though. Hello, Mr. Spectator. Arc Puncher, fastest lap of the race, man, in P9 at the moment. Not too bad after his little moment there. Running off the track. X-Knights has to be thinking about boxing sometime soon. On those hard compound tires. Because he does not want to fall victim. no, X-Knights. As I have just inked him a little bit. He's lost his whole front wing. That is huge in terms of how this race is playing out. Now Baxi is back on the charge. And X-Knights is going to have a shit show. Oh no! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. That... Oh no. No, 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 no. That is appalling. And there is no safety car. Okay. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I believe he just gassed that because there's no way he's managed to do that. Because we now have yellow flags. Back here, I believe it's the Red Bull of Hedgeman having a bit of a moment there. And she's still needing to box, I believe. Yep. Oh. And man, up in the P3 now. He's on a good run at the moment. Evil Blade in P4. Cruz has been saying he's on the charge, and he is on the charge. P4 for Mr. Bladey. He is on also newer tyres than these guys. And Maney, P5 are doing a solid job as is. Yeah, Blade is looking like he's going to get the Haas here. He is catching rapidly, and he's got the fresher tyres to do so. Everyone, I believe, has now boxed at this rate. Brizzy having a solid race at the moment in P6 here. Around he goes. Duck also having a pretty solid race. Let's have a look at position changes. War Machine still biggest winner at the moment. Then Shining, Swarm, and then... not really anyone. There we go, as Pricey down the inside. Wait, sorry, Dark down the inside of Pricey. Still P7 for Frizy, doing pretty good there. Haven't played the Frizy strat just yet. Hitting on the last second for no reason. Yeah, very well done from the V-Cubs. Kirko was just sitting off the back there, minding his own business, just cruising along. Average Kirko things very close to getting his points. 1 point there in P15. But yeah, the battle to watch is up the front. Sorry, I haven't even noticed. Buxy's got a 3-second penalty. That is honestly huge to the outcome of this race. Sure, he can get it appealed, but as it stands, he will not win this motor race. Yeah, exactly. Kirko is being a legend. Looking here, he's catching the back here of Miljanovic. He is going to make at least 1 point this race, as he is on the charge. Miljanovic has a mind of his own, I believe, as Kirko makes a move there. What a move there from the owner driver. As they do say. As Buxy and Frosty go at it now. Around the back portion of the track. Frosty with the more battery, Buxy with the less battery. But do they fight? Oh, Buxy getting a bit wide there. That's not going to help his courses in the slightest. Buxy burning to pass at the moment, but it's not going to be enough on this straight. Needs to really bide his ERS for the meantime. As Gilsey crawling back up into P7 as he passes Izzy Fizzy now. Going for the first couple of corners. Oh no! As they both go around, Izzy Fizzy and Matty Skills around. That is awful stuff as War Machine is up into P7. War Machine now. Oh no, Matt Skills losing the better end of that as Izzy Fizzy retains into P8 and only losing 1 position out to War Machine there. Oh, that will not go down too well in admin chat later. It's going to be a tough bargain to get, but he can possibly make it into P2 here if he can take on Buxy. But yes, Blady is on the move. War Machine now up incredibly 10 positions here in this race. Oh, that was very interesting there. We'll get back to the race as Goffy into the pit lane. I'm not sure what's happening here. Lay onto this race, maybe wanting to fight with Kirko. Players falling in game 5 attempts on this lap. He is hypothetically going to catch these guys. Yeah, Blady really is looking like a bit of a threat here to these top two, who are bickering away at the moment. They're both just going at it, trying to get the other one to make a mistake, as with more Bucksy trying to make Frosty trying to make a mistake here, because Buxy's 3-second penalty is really sitting over his head. As Kirko now up in the P14. Pretty well here. The LP drivers not having as much luck as the two Ferrari drivers. It is a Ferrari 13, 14, Alpine 15, 16. As I say that, Rossi's about to get the DRS of the Alpine, which will help him significantly. And he's soon about to get the DRS of he doesn't have much to do here. These back markers are a treat here for Frosty, who is looking to pull out a DRS here, I'd say. The Duck Punch is in the pit now. This is interesting. These tyres aren't lasting too long for these guys. The medium tyre not proving its worth. Or is Duck had the chance not to lose out too much? I'm not too sure. Too sure what the thought process here is. Duck is. Lucky Bucksy hasn't lost DRS just yet, which is really crucial. As if anything happens to Frosty, Bucksy wants to take advantage of it instantly. But I'm not too sure. As much as Blady is catching here, I'm not sure it's going to be enough for now, because Blady is still 6 seconds behind, which is too far. Not sure what happened to Warwar, but Warwar down to P9 now. Shining Swarm up into P8. Pretty good there for the man in Mercedes. Not sure what's happened here. Matt Skills had a bit of a moment there. Not too sure at all. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens between Izzy Fizzy and Matt Skills at the end of this, because I believe the stewards might have something to say. Duck Puncher now makes a move and trying to form up into P8. What looks like it's going the way of Frosty right now, just because of the 3-second penalty hanging over Buckley's head. Don't know if it will be removed later or not, but at the moment as it stands, Frosty is going to be provisionally winning this motor race as War Machine and I believe Goffey going at it. Goffey on the soft compound tyre. War Machine not wanting to let Goffey pass. And Goffey really wanting to pass, as War Machine's tyres are nowhere near as new as Goffey's one. Nice soft compound tyres. We're going to move on to lap 32 now. Barely anyone on the lead lap anymore. The caution's in the last sector. Matt Skills holding on for dear life at the moment. A Duck Puncher is going to take advantage and make the move here on Matty Skills. Both of them have no ERS to burn. Matt Skills looks like he's got the better wings. Matt Skills looks like he's going to go to the outside, but no, he gives up the position for now. Very un-Skillsy-like, but he will not give it up in the end run. Let's see what Skillsy can do. But Duck is on the soft compound tyre, so he will not be able to fight much. So we are on the final lap, and I have completely just zoned out. Frosty looking pretty comfortable here. Doesn't look like much is going to be able to stop him from taking the win here today in Spain. Ooh, there is an outpage stopped on track. It is Miljanovic, I believe. He's had a bit of a moment there as Frosty is all over the shop now. And Bucksy is looking to make a move, I believe. Bucksy isn't going to make a move. I think he knows his fate. And yeah, Bucksy not looking like it's going to go his way because of the 3-second penalty hangover. He said he's conceded that and knows now Frosty will come around the final corner and will win here in Spain. Frosty takes P1, followed by Bucksy, followed by Evil Blade, who actually gets Bucksy on the sake of the penalty. Didn't see that one coming. Bucksy promoted down to P3. Wow, wasn't paying attention to that one. But there we have it. Lady pulls out the big guns and takes P3. P2. One job. The Haas's doing pretty well. P4 and 6. The RB's P2 and 7. Let's wait for the final finishes now. War Machine, Goffey, Henchy, and then Miljanovic. As as the two Ferraris come home with some decent points. There we all have it. We got top three being Frosty, Blady, and Buxy. Very spread out field here. Majovic down one lap. Oh, sorry. The bottom three down one lap. There you have it.